been another huge year at the TWU. Across road transport and aviation, we're lifting pay and conditions and rebuilding our industries. Together, we've achieved world-leading transport reform by passing the Closing the Loopholes legislation.
It's been fabulous. For years, we've fought as a union against the race to the bottom.
Fantastic, and it's a proud moment when the legislation passed the Parliament.
This is a watershed moment. This is a moment where the lives of transport workers in the gig economy and in the broader transport economy start to change for the better.
We've made applications to Fair Work for fairer payment terms, world first rights for gig workers, fairness in last mile delivery, and to make banks pay up for cash in transport.
We would have no voice whatsoever without the TWU standing strongly behind us.
The laws also bring automatic protections against unfair terminations and deactivations for gig workers and owner drivers.
I have been deactivated, I have been harassed, I have been in every situation that a normal worker shouldn't be in.
Today's application from the TWU is another step forward.
This would not have happened if they were not members of the mighty TWU.
Also backing up federal transport reform, we've had big wins with state legislation that will protect owner drivers, businesses and gig workers.
Owner drivers and fleets are working way under the rate.
It's time that these drivers are recognised for what they do.
The Transport Workers Union now has the rights and the abilities to fight back.
Big changes in the lives of workers.
We're the TWU. We are relentless. We never give up. Our transport workers now and into the future deserve better.
The new system gives transport workers a powerful voice, and this has been a member-led fight over decades with the efforts of thousands and thousands of TWU members right across the country. And it's time for wealthy transport clients like Aldi to step up. Over years, TWU members took the fight calling on supermarket giants for fair standards throughout their supply chains. But Aldi is the outlier. It refuses to accept responsibility for its role in deadly transport pressures.
We're here today to hold Aldi account.
They're responsible for the workers in the supply chain.
And it's leading to a race to the bottom with a real impact on workplace injuries.
They fight back on safety, they make all the right noises, but they just don't do it.
We need to have change, and we call on Aldi's to be a part of the solution rather than the problem.
And we have the capacity now to make an application in the Fair Work Commission to force Aldi to come to the table.
In aviation, TWU members are also working relentlessly to rebuild decent aviation jobs.
The end of a 4-year battle for former Qantas baggage handlers. The airline agreeing to pay $120 million in compensation for illegally laying them off.
The largest case of illegal sackings in Australia's history today has been transformed into the largest payout in the favour of workers in Australia's legal history. That's because these workers stood strong.
It was a magnificent win for the little people.
This is all about justice for a group of workers who did absolutely nothing wrong and have been to, frankly, hell and back for the last 4 years.
The TWU will be asking that the maximum penalty of $121 million be imposed on Qantas.
It affected family. I was isolated. I was there for 28 years. Didn't think this would happen. None of our colleagues did.
I've got friends who are badly troubled, and we talk. I've got other friends I work with who won't speak about it.
We should be reconsidering more harsher laws so that corporate thugs like Qantas can be held to account.
We need a safe and secure skies commission to stop this sort of behaviour ever happening again.
I did want to pay tribute to the TWU for the way that they have been dogged and determined.
It's also a really big win for all Australian workers.
In addition, with the new TWU1 same job, same pay laws, workers at Jetstar and Qantas Freight have achieved huge increases in pay of up to $8,000, as well as direct employment opportunities for labour hire workers.
This is a fight back from Qantas workers, a fight back to restore good aviation jobs.
As a union of aviation workers, the TWU is growing stronger every single day. We're building power at Virgin Australia.
Back in 2020, this company was on its knees. Workers helped get it out of administration.
And then we've made a 5-point claim on the new Virgin management for good and secure jobs. We've won better agreements for Virgin ground and cabin crew workers, and of course our pilot members. We fought to stop Paul Jones, a key player in Qantas's illegal outsourcing, from becoming Virgin's new CEO, and we won.
Most Australians would like to see Virgin choose a CEO that has a demonstrated record of putting their workers and the public first.
And what's more, to keep Rex Airlines flying and protect jobs and regional services. We called on the government to step in and take an equity stake in it. And the federal government has announced financial assistance of up to $80 million for the airline, as well as early access to entitlements for former Rex workers. We've had 20 years where I think privatised airlines and airports' profits have come ahead of services and of decent jobs. So I think it's actually an opportunity post-COVID to have a reset around that. Above and beyond, Donata ground workers who performed Qantas work took national strike action to begin rebuilding decent aviation jobs.
Well, these jobs that these workers do used to be full-time permanent jobs that were directly employed by the airlines. Alan Joyce changed all that. He outsourced all of this work, split it up amongst multiple companies, pitted them in competition with each other. And of course the result is that terms and conditions now are at rock bottom.
Airport workers rallied at Brisbane Airport after a recent union survey showed more than a third of workers hired by Swissport had been injured on the job. Many more claim to feel pressured to work in unsafe environments.
When do we want it? Now!
Today, if you work at the airport, you are literally risking life and limb.
They prefer schedule over safety. Workers are getting abused by understaff.
A survey of over 2,000 aviation workers revealed that conditions at airports have reached crisis level, with poor paying conditions driving skilled workers out of the industry and impacting safety. 75% say they can't continue under current pay and conditions. 1 in 3 aviation workers have had to do another job just to make ends meet. 48% of aviation workers have been injured at work.
Well, aviation is a tough industry. One of the things that we need to do is to make sure that we have a viable and ongoing Australian aviation industry.
It's my sincere hope that no worker has to ever go through the indignity and the injustice that we endured. Let's see a Safe and Secure Skies Commission in the future for the sake of all aviation workers.
From strength to strength, TW members are fighting for change. Bus drivers and waste workers across the country took actions to improve industry standards.
That we cannot allow workers in this industry, indeed, or in any other industry, going backwards. Oh, what do we want? Fair pay! When do we want it? Now!
We are going to be leading the fight for better wages and better conditions.
Any politician or any government that does not commit 2,500 bus drivers or campaign against them.
Let's make sure that we do everything in our power to ensure that our drivers are safe at work every day.
Next year in 2026, for the first time in TWU history, road transport and aviation workers will join forces to lift standards for all. Back in 2021, TW members fought hard and won job security arrangements at 9 major transport companies in our first ever national industry fight. This time, for 2026, we've aligned over 200 enterprise agreements to expire at the same time. This is the biggest opportunity ever to lift standards for all aviation and road transport workers.
The clients up because they don't care what's happened on the road.
And it's time now for the people down the bottom to get paid what we deserve.
We need to work together to really make a significant change here.
Get a safe and fair and sustainable industry.
Everyone's covered. All the workers are covered.
We'll come out in numbers.
When I say union, you say power! Union power! Union power! Union